That was fun. Let's just start from the beginning. Went upstairs to my room, got hooked up with water for the entire weekend by a very nice maid, and then I found something at the sports book.
How's it feel? How's it feel? I only wanted to do that to a Kano. In response to your Crucible one, right? Descend the Blazing, it's over.
And Blazing is now in for 9-17.
Plus 9.
22.
Plus 4.
30.
Found the boys over here in the corner getting ready for some CC action, and I brought no one other than, here she is, that's our lady. When you hit a marked hero, make a fealty, and then obviously pay 3, buy your daggers, but if you got enough Draconic, you don't need it. Dragon Scalar Flight Path is the leg piece of choice here, and then we have our engine. So here's Mask of Momentum. We're going to try to get as much value out of Mask as we can. And Blood Spattered Vest is going to get us up to 3 resources, maybe 2 in a block, but still 3 value nonetheless. And we can't have Syndra without Flick Knives. And then just wanted to show off our super cool Kunai Retribution, Cold Foils in the correct position. Thank you, OCD. The super cool Syndra sleeves. I love those art sleeves, man. So this is a red line list. Let's take a look at some reds. And we'll start with red brand of Cinderclaw. We are going to run a playset. This is going to increase the consistency of the deck. It's going to make Art of Dragon Draconic, which is going to give it go again. We have Ancestral here to force on hits. +1 and draw a card is always good, especially when you run enough ninja cards. Here's that Art of Dragon Blood card. We'd love to get this go again, have it come in for 4, and it's going to discount some of our cards. This is Ignite, another discounter, and can also send a kunai for free because it's activation or card that you play. We're going to run a full suite of Blood Runs Deep to inflict as much true damage as we possibly can. Then we have a playset of Demonstrate Devotion as a fealty generator as a 1 for 4. Often we're not going to have to pay for this. In a pinch, we'll use our chess piece. Hot on Their Heels is just a good 0 for 3 on hit mark. You should be getting a lot of hits, so that's almost a free fealty generator. Fire Tenant Strike First is going to give Draconic attacks +1, even though it is not Draconic itself. Alright, Wrath of Retribution. Obviously, we're running this. 0 for 3, hopefully, plus a couple daggers for 2 each. Alright, we're going to run a playset of Ravenous Rabble, hopefully coming in for 4 in a mostly red line list. We have Burning Blade Dance, just a good 0 for 3 on hit, take 1 from a dagger. Get those daggers in the graveyard and then buy them back. Here's 3 Display Loyalties, our fealty generation, 0 for 3 with go again. And here's Pain in the Backside. It's a good starter, even though it's not Draconic. 0 for 3 on hit, take 1 from a dagger. Here's 0 for 3 Rising Resentment that can also discount if we play it later in the combat chain. And here's a Blaze Headlong, just a good 0 for 4. We have plenty of red cards, so we can almost always get this off. And one of our finishers in the main board here is the Lava Burst. We are going to run a play set, hopefully get it to come in as a 0 for 5. And then just a Ronin Renegade, 0 for 3, good starter, and a Draconic card. Now let's look at the only blues we run in the main board. It's Throw Dagger. We're going to throw a dagger, do 1 true damage, and then we're going to draw a card. And then we also run 3 yellow Brand with Cinder Claws to increase our consistency, pitch into Kunai in a pinch. But sending a yellow Brand with Cinder Claw with the Art Dragon Blood is never bad. Here's my clear mark token that you can still see the hero's art if you place it, so I love being able to bring this. Even when I get marked, I get excited to use it. This is the sideboard here, so we're going to do Art of Dragon Scale as an option if we want to blow up equipment. Then we have Take the Tempo. This is our ideal finisher, so we should have 6 finishers, 3 Take the Tempo, 3 Lava Burst. And then we have 2 Lava Vein loyalties that we bring in just in case we think they have prevention, like Shelter. And then we have Cut Through if we don't think they have prevention. So ideally we bring in on a main board of 55, 2 Cut Throughs, 3 Take the Tempos. For other sideboard options against people like Azalea, we have Warmonger's Diplomacy. We have 2 Snags for Assassin matchups. And when we want to block, we have 5 D-Reacts, 2 Sink Belows, and 3 Fate Foreseens. We love Fate Foreseen because we love seeing the card on the top of the deck that we might draw off Mask of Momentum. So we know what we're trying to get that value for. And that's the deck tech. Also, almost forgot, Claw of Vincerakai, the entire reason we switched to Red Claw. We want to be bringing this in against Runeblades and Wizards. And then obviously you're going to need a fealty token and you're going to need a mark token to play this deck. For playing CC, we got prize tickets, promos, and we got to open our very first gem pack of the season.
You can do the yellow or the blue.
I can see some something in the yellow that's not as good. I could see like maybe one of those yellow mech cards as well.
Got set next to my brother for this round of Limited. We were able to secure our Gravekeeping promos just for participating, and it was time to lock in for our next round. So I was able to force Puffin. Puffin's ability allows you to tap her and destroy a gold you control to create a Golden Cog token. When Golden Cog tokens come into the arena, you crank them. The second time you crank each turn, you get to draw a card. So, if you draft a card like Perk Up, which is a 1-cost 4 front buff, and it allows you to untap your hero, you activate your hero's ability, you crack a gold to create a Golden Cog. You crank it when it comes in. You play Perk Up as a 1-for-4 front buff, and it allows you to untap your hero. You then untap your hero, and then activate your hero's ability again. So tap her, then you crack a gold, create another Golden Cog, and then you crank it when it comes in. So that's the second time you've cranked this turn, which allows you to draw a card. You've probably already pitched a blue at this point, so you have 2 floating resources. If you're lucky enough to draft and then draw something like Cogworks Dovetail, it's a 1-cost 5 with a 3 times per turn instant that allows you to give it +1/+1 or go again. So normally you would send a Cogworks Dovetail as a 1-for-5, but with that front buff, you're sending it as a 9. So thematically, you're throwing it right up into the air and making it easier for you to get these on hits. So you're sending a Cogworks Dovetail for 9, and on hit, you're untapping all the cogs you control. So you're tapping 1 instant speed to give it 10, and then another one to give it go again. So Cogworks Dovetail comes in for 10 go again, and then it untaps all your cogs, and then you're able to send Spitfire for 3 because it gets buffed if you have an additional cog to send. So having playlines like that just felt so good, and she's such a fun hero to play in draft. And then for Blitz, I was able to bring Zen. So I want to show you guys the list that I brought, so let's take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at our Zen Blitz list that we brought to Vegas. I had a great time playing Blitz and was even more excited to bring out Zen, one of my favorite heroes in the game. Here's our sweet little Marvel. And then for those who don't know, this is Zen's ability. Pitch a Chi, get a tiger in your hand, and tutor for a card with combo. We are not able to run our ideal mask, so we do bring in Mask of Momentum. And we have Pouncing Paws that block 1 with Battle Worn and make a tiger on demand. And we are going to run Tiger Stripe Shuko, hopefully getting a value if we send enough tigers. And we are running Tiger Taming Kakara to buff a tiger by 1. We have our chess piece that blocks 2 in a pinch. It's also going to make us a resource when we transcend. Tide Flippers for AB, Null Rune Gloves for AB, so we are running AB2. I just want to show these off. These are my Crouching Tigers that I have. I made these using some stickers. This is Alexander the Fat Tiger for those who don't know, but these always get a laugh whenever I'm able to bust these out. And here's my favorite. I love these guys. All right, and this is a Zen State token because we are going to run Wax On, Wax Off, and obviously we can make Zen States on command, so we got to have that handy. All right, here's the deck. So we are going to run 2 Tiger Swipes. We are blocking here. That is kind of the way this whole deck is built. So we are going to bring in Sink Below, Pouncing Key as well. Then we have Mauling Key as a 1 for 5 with a bonus if we get a tiger before it. We are going to run E-Strikes and we are going to run CNC. It's just a powerful card. Here's Chase the Tail. Obviously we're going to run Chase and Aspect. Here's Breed Anger. It's a 1 for 4 that makes a tiger if a tiger was played before it. And then here's Aspect that makes a tiger if we played a red card before it. So these are the reds, these are the offensive cards, but the whole point of this Zen deck is to develop Chi, block as much as we can, and then send Cosmic Awakening for 15 or 20. That's what won me the game, one of the games that I played in Vegas. But yeah, those are the offensive cards, those are the red cards, but let's get into the blues because that's where this Zen deck gets a little more interesting. So we have Ki Unleashed, and we have a couple levels of Enlightenment. Then we run Blue 100 Winds, just kind of the standard easy blue starters for Zen. Blue Flick Flack so that we can transcend defensively, and it can also help us block with our other combo cards. And then there's the hero of the deck, Cosmic Awakening, excuse me. And we have Blue Biting Breeze, another good blue starter that can make a tiger in a pinch. And then there's 2 blue Ancestral Harmonies. All right, sideboard, we have 1 blue Wax Off and 2 red Wax Ons. We can bring this in if we feel cheeky against a Rune Blade, make us an extra Zen State token, and we're running 2 red Flick Flacks if we really want to block against, say, Guardians or Azalea. And then it was time for the final event that I would play in Vegas, and it was limited, and we were able to play Gravy Bones. I was able to find a few good allies that really drew me towards this direction. First of which was the Swabi, second of which was Rigor Mortis, and then we pulled a Chum Friendly first mate, and that kind of sealed the deal for us. We also had enough Pirate Blues with Go Again to get blues in the pitch so that we could then play allies from Graveyard. And then playing towards an interesting end game where if you had enough gold lined up from landing hits on your opponent and taking gold from Treasure Island, you could then send big ships like Battalion Bark to end the game. So you would have gold piled up, you would crack a gold, pitch a blue, crack a gold, pitch a blue, and then you could send your sloop for 6 Go Again, and then you could send your Battalion Bark for 9. And in a limited format, that's pretty backbreaking. So it took a long time, but Gravy ended up being a lot of fun to play. I played a lot of pre-releases, I played up a lot of events in Vegas, but I didn't open any boxes, so I wasn't able to get my hands on any treasure packs until the prize table started to offer them. So I was able to get one. Nice.